Today we're going to talk about Chi Sao. Benefits, pros and cons, why we train, what we train. Chi Sao. 3 simple techniques. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very simple cyclic drill. Teach you to stick and maintain contact all the way through. Reason for sticking is because the 2 guarantees of a street fight: there will be contact, there will be movement. If there's no movement, they're dead. It's a tree. If there's no contact, it's not a fight, it's an argument. So once contact is gained one way or another, that's when the fight starts, whether it's contact with limb to limb or whether that strike gets through and hits, it's going to make contact either way. So this is to teach you to work with that level of contact. So what you're doing is you feel my attack start. As I start driving forward, you put a structure in the way. You're not blocking it, you're not deflecting it, you're not pressing it. You put a structure in the way that forces my hand to slide downhill. Now, as you then turn on your attack, the thing between us is my elbow, so I have to lift the elbow to put the bridge in between the 2, and then we go back to a neutral position. So you'll learn to turn your defence into a counter-attack, whilst I'm learning to turn my attack back into a defence. 2 of the most important things in a combat scenario is to be able to go with the ebb and flow of turning from defence to attack or attack to defence. So you have this very simple little drill: 1, 2, 3, and we just flow with it. We're trying to stick to each other. There's no point here Alan trying to defend before I've attacked. If he tries to press his hand down, it just allows me to come around and flow against it. At the same time, when I attack, if he doesn't react, I'm going to get through. So he waits to feel my contact point start to move through the energy change, and then he redirects and sticks with it. But he doesn't stick with it as in at the same point of contact. He feels the shape, forms his structure, and allows his structure to deflect my force down. And the further down my hand goes, the greater distance I lose. Hands are here. What he then does is converts his defence into an attack. I feel it start to move. I have to lift my elbow in the way because my wrist is closer to Alan than it is to me, and it's certainly closer to, his fist is closer to me than my hand is, so I can't stop that punch with that hand. I can only stop it by putting this forearm and the elbow in the way, and then we relax. And we just repeat. And at this stage, it's a very simple, relaxed drill. What I can do here with my right Chun Sao, I should be able to swap it, and I should be able to do the Futsal version of the same thing. Whatever I can do, let's say with my right hand here, I should be able to do with the left, and the same thing applies. And here. So Chi Sao, very little simple drill. As you start to develop it, as you start to grow with it, you can start playing a little bit of gunglick, elbow energy, a little bit of sunglick softness, and we can start putting a little bit of force into it to try and test each other's structures, not only arm structure, body mechanics, and leg support structure. So we just put a little bit of forwarding into it. We start to borrow power from the ground, lifting, pushing against each other, testing each other's structure. Not trying to beat each other, but testing. Put a little bit of energy there. Just seeing how you test the leg structure, the elbow energy, etc. Don't want to speed it up too much, but it does want to flow. So that's the Chi Sao. The Chi Sao is your first step towards Chi Sao. You see this shape here, we can then go into the same shape here, and you'll see that these shapes now can be utilised and are already starting to utilise within the Chi Sao itself. So, single sticking hands, first step towards sticking hands, first step towards contact use, first step towards redirection of force, and a good basic simple drill with a partner to get moving without requirement for footwork and stepping and